John Lennon and Paul McCartney formed a legendary songwriting duo, responsible for the vast majority of the Beatles' catalogue. Regardless of whether a song was written individually or collaboratively, their work was always credited as Lennon-McCartney. Their creative synergy was marked by contrasting qualities. John brought a rebellious, bold edge, while Paul added melodic sensitivity. These differences complemented each other, making their partnership uniquely dynamic. However, their relationship began to deteriorate in the late 1960s. Internal friction within the band grew during this period, affecting the atmosphere in the studio while recording albums such as the White Album, Let It Be, and Abbey Road. Creative disagreements, along with the growing influence of Yoko Ono in the studio, created further strain between John and Paul. The final Beatles recording sessions occurred in August 1969 for the track The End, featured on Abbey Road. A month later, John informed the others of his decision to leave the band, likening it to a separation. Paul, disheartened by John's departure, retreated to his home and began working on what would become his debut solo album, McCartney. When he released it in April 1970, he included a statement confirming he would no longer collaborate with the Beatles. The final Beatles album, Let It Be, was released in May 1970, about a month after the breakup became public. It contained recordings spanning from early 1968 to April 1970. Its release reignited tensions among Paul, John, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. Much of the discord stemmed from disagreements over the appointment of businessman Alan Klein as the band's new manager. This issue persisted throughout 1969 and raised concerns about their finances and artistic direction. Conflict escalated when Paul planned to release McCartney around the same time as Let It Be. Although Paul informed the band about his solo release in advance, their label Apple wanted to avoid a clash, and Paul refused to negotiate due to his disapproval of Klein. Ringo personally delivered a letter from himself, John, and George asking Paul to delay his release. Paul declined and sent Ringo away, deepening the rift. Following the releases of both albums, Paul filed a lawsuit in December 1970 to formally dissolve the band's partnership. The court ruled in his favor in March 1971. In May of the same year, Paul released his second solo album, Ram, which included the track Too Many People. Paul later admitted that this song contained subtle criticism of John, reflecting lingering frustrations. In response, John released How Do You Sleep on his Imagine album in September 1971. This track expressed his resentment towards Paul, referencing Paul's solo work and even alluding to conspiracy theories surrounding his supposed death. Despite the public fallout, their friendship eventually healed. By the mid-1970s, Paul and his wife Linda visited John during a recording session, and the two musicians played together again for the first time since the Beatles disbanded. They came close to a public reunion in 1976, when a television producer offered them money to appear together on Saturday Night Live, but they declined. Tragically, John was killed outside his New York home on December 8, 1980. Paul later expressed relief that they had reconciled before John's death. He paid tribute to his former bandmate the following year with the song Here Today, imagining a heartfelt conversation between them as if John were still alive.